Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? I hope you're all fine. This is Zambia's finest Bliss Billion Dollar. Yeah, it's been long. Of course, I've been busy with other things, settling in and all that. I've also been doing other things other than forex. For once, I said, you know what? Let me try something that I'm not good at, and I've been trying a lot of things, and it's been amazing. So I have quite a number of projects that I have started that are away from forex, and it's just so awesome to see that you can also do other things besides what you do. Because sometimes it gets boring because I mean, you are always just analyzing trades and all that. But I said, you know what? There's so much potential. You know what? Sometimes success can also hinder you from looking at other things. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm doing well in Forex. But you know what? That's not my only potential. There's so much potential within me. And I decided to explore new waters. And of course, I was able um, to start other things. So in case you haven't been seeing me so much, I've been doing other things other than forex. Not that I have not been trading; I have been trading, but of course, uh, yeah, I just decided to do that. So without wasting much of the time, we're not going to take so much time, but without wasting much of the time, let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. Um, entire screen. All right. And I'm going to be analyzing a few things. Okay, so now I think I'm getting back on social media platforms like TikTok. I'll be available now. I've seen a number of scammers have actually created many accounts for me on TikTok. And if it's people coming from TikTok, that's why I stopped posting, because scammers were creating accounts and so many people have been swindled thinking it's me, and they've sent money to people, thinking it was me and all that. I've had more than 5 people report they've sent money to somebody who they thought was me. Yeah, anyway, so that was the much of the time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be doing currencies, and then later on, I'll do synthetic indices. I'm going to have a session which is going to be currencies, and then maybe later on during the day, I'll have um, synthetic indices, right? So I'm just going to open my trading view. So what we're looking at right now is gold. So I'm not going to look at gold at the time, but I will look at it later on. I'm not looking at gold at the time, but I will look at it later on, right? So I'm going to start with a few pairs that are currently on my watch list. And the first one maybe being New Zealand JPY. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, for me, I always start from a higher time frame, and that higher time frame is H4. So most people, would want to know how I analyze. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm doing right now is how I analyze the market, right? So what I'm able to see here is the market has been moving in impulse and correction phases, right? So if I'm to look at how everything is, we have an impulse, correction, impulse. This is an entire impulse, and then we have a correction. So we're looking at an impulse to the upside. So now here, what is required now is for us to be able to choose. Or rather to be able to identify where our buying position would be, right? So now that we've discovered that, and now besides that, we can see that the market is kind of moving in an uptrend, right? So here, I don't need a lot of things. Here, I don't need to complicate stuff. What I can see, simple things. Just choose what you can easily see. Just mark out what you can easily see. Here, I'm going to use price action, and I can see I can do a trend line touching that second part. So we have this particular point, right? We have this particular point, and now we also have this particular point, right? Now, here we have drawn our trend line, right? our trend line just like that. So don't try to force things that you can't see. And so I'm just going to draw that trend line. Now, this trend line now stands as a confirmation on where we can take a trade. So I can also draw another trend line like that. So we can see that the market is going downwards. And now as it is going downwards, we can also draw another trend line. Now I'll show you why, I'll tell you why I'm doing this, right? Yes. Okay. So now what this means is that our point of interest, here we wait for price to come back to this point and then we can take a buy. We'll take a buy there, which will be a sniper entry. Those that have taken my lessons know what a sniper entry is. And now we also see a trend line there. So if it breaks out and it retests, we'll take a low risk entry, which is there, and then eventually escort it to that particular point. So I'm looking at if price continues to move the way it is moving, I'm looking at coming to take a trade somewhere around on NZDJPY. We'll be looking at taking a trade somewhere around 85.644, right? And now for me, the trades I always look at 1 to 3, more than 1 to 3 ratios, right? So I'm going to do that, and now the take profit is going to be there. Now it's just a matter of choosing where the stop loss is going to be. So I'm just going to draw one line like that, right? But we know what is going to, what we also need to come and see here once there is a breakout of that trend line. Now, where can we put our stop loss? Our stop loss, of course, you need to calculate. For me, I feel this would be okay. So we can take that particular point as our stop loss, right? Our stop loss is going to be on 85.061. I think that is okay. And our last take profit, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be here. Now, it's okay to tell that the market won't reach our last take profit today, right? It's not going to happen. So, what we do is, for me, I always look for trades that are 1 to 3, right? So, we can see there that is our 3% of what we are risking, depending on where our stop loss is going to where our stop loss is. So what this suggests is that where our 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio is, that becomes our first take profit. So this becomes our TP1. Right here, guys, what I'm doing right now is what I do every time when I'm trading, right? This is what I do every time when I'm trading. So that's our TP1. And of course, we can also spot other areas. We can see this is an area of support. Of course, it's liquidity, but we know, I've seen from price action that price also reverses in areas of support and resistance. So like I said, I do both. So that can become our TP2. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, you can always adjust these TPs and take profits and and stop losses, because depending on how you trade. So lastly, TP3 is going to be here, right? You can always adjust and put your own TPs, TP3, right? Just there, right? Yeah, just like that. So what we see right now is price, having to move and all that. So we can sometimes at the end of the day, when I post the analysis, I normally delete a number of things and I just leave what is important, and we can do that, right? We can do that, and that is our final product. Now, this is a day trading signal, or rather analysis, meaning our take profit won't be hit in one day. Our first take profit can be hit in a day, but for us to reach our take profit 3, it will be some days. But I believe this is how the market is going to do it, and this is how the market is going to move. Unless otherwise, I can always advise. But for me, this is what I feel is going to happen. So for now, it's a matter of waiting. Remember, trading is 90% waiting, and probably just 5% executing, because executing is the easiest part, right? Most of the times we are waiting for that right setup, right? So that is NZJPY. I'm just going to now put at Bliss billion dollar, right? So this I'm going to send to my students. Those that are not here, I'm going to just, yeah, I think it's okay. So I'm just going to download image, and of course I'm going to send it to my Telegram group, right? So, well, let's do another analysis. Let's do another analysis. First of all, let me just see if people are following. Are we following, ladies and gentlemen? If you are following, just ensure you are able to just send the emojis or reactions. If you're following, just send the reactions on your screen. You're able to do that. um, I'm not taking, okay, I can see people are following. I can see people are following. All right, all right, all right. So we're going to continue, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not taking in questions right now, but at the end of the day, maybe I can take, some questions. Of course, I'm not deleting the analysis. We're just going to continue just like that, right? Yeah. So we continue. That is how I'm looking at it, and that is how I'm going to trade. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. Matter of fact, I'm also trading. I've also started a challenge trading on a prop firm account, and I'm recording each and every session. I posted a video yesterday on my YouTube channel showing you about the prop firm that is making huge withdrawals for people and dollar. And I decided I should, go with it. So I have started with that prop firm, of course. And I'm recording the entire journey. You'll be able to find it if you are not following me yet. You can just check on YouTube, Blissbilliondollar or Billionaires Trading Academy. And of course, we're going to go straight into another asset, which is let's do Eurocard. Eurocard is also on my list. Eurocard is also on my list. So, ladies and gentlemen, how I'm trading right now, I mean, how I'm analyzing right now is how I do it, except in instances where I need to use institutional trading, but I haven't used institutional trading so far, right? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what we're seeing here is Eurocard, right? Is Eurocard, right? Yeah, Euro Canadian dollar. Okay, okay. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've figured it out how it's moving. We can see we have um, we can see I'm not using institutional trading. Of course, if I'm using institutional trading, the breakout structure and all those things, those are things that I would mention. But we can see so far this is what the price is doing. I'm just going to use price action. Even here, we can see we can easily draw our trend lines from there to there, right? I don't know if you're able to see that. We can easily draw our trend lines. And then after doing that, I feel we are good to go. And I feel the market is, showing signs of an uptrend. In as much as it's possible that it can start going down, but for now we are okay, because that will be like the third touch. I'm quite confident that it's going to be okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the market to reach that extent. Now, what we can see also is that there is this level, which is the level of support. I mean, resistance. That's the level of resistance. And of course, the market. I'm looking at the market coming down, and of course, I will be glad to take a buy in this zone. I'll be glad to take a buy in this zone, right? Which is 1.46343. 1.43. 1.46343. Right? Yeah. I'll be looking to take a buy in that area. Now, when we look at that area, we can also see that we have a good doji here, which we can utilize. Okay, so in that zone, right? That is where I'll be taking, the buy trade. So that is okay. So we can delete this. I normally love to delete. I don't like to have a lot of things on my chart. Okay. Now what we can see here is if you did this, you wouldn't be wrong. But of course, except you would have a wrong signal here, a false signal, right? Yeah, that is why it's important to look at things from this perspective because you'd have considered this as a breakout and you'd have taken a trade from there. Now, what we're going to do is I'm now going to go to a lower time frame, and then just be able to look at price. So you can see price here is moving. It's showing us a very good, a very good uptrend, a very good uptrend, a very good uptrend. You see, yeah, maybe it might continue to go up like that, and then who knows, right? Yeah, but what we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is that owing to the fact that we have seen that price is most likely to come down there, right? What are we going to do? Let me just go to another time frame. Just going to go to another time frame. Let me just go to maybe 45 minutes. Okay. I believe here, most people were just, have been taken out. Those that were waiting for a buy here have been taken out. And I believe it's still going to fall, right? I believe it's still going to fall. So, anyway, we can see here there's sort of a breakout. You see, there's sort of a breakout. Let me just delete this. Now we can go to the 1 hour time frame. So we have sort of a breakout there, right? So according to the rules of price action, we need to see a retest and then price should continue going down. And then once it comes down, and that is where we'll be buying, right? So it makes sense. It makes sense that we are going to be buying at that particular position, right? Once it touches the trend line, which is the point, which is 1.46343, right? Will be taking a buy once price does that. I won't try to pursue a sell here. I won't try to pursue that sell. In as much as the pattern looks so good and all that, I won't try to pursue a sell, but I'll come and pursue a buy. Now, what are the possible areas of take profits? So our possible areas of take profits is we can have these areas of this area, which can be our take profit. And of course, another high, which is this one, we can have this area as a take profit too, right? So this one will be TP1. That one will be TP1. And then we're going to have, I hope you've paid attention to how I'm analyzing. And then we're going to have that TP2, right? Yeah. And that'll be good to take a trade once price comes in at that point of interest. So of course, what I can do now is just now to go to 2 hour time frame and just wait for price to do its thing. Who knows? Maybe it might even reach this side. Maybe it might even reach this side, right? Which can be our take profit 3. But of course, I'm glad to just reach up to take profit 2. Take profit 1, I would be exiting. Yeah. So will be take profit 1. I think I'll be glad to exit over there. And now our stop loss, shouldn't be huge. I think that is okay for a stop loss. Now, for the stop losses, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not calculating. I'm not doing any calculations here. I'm just using my eyes to just be able to estimate my take profits. So you can see that on take profit 1, if we're going to use that as our stop loss, it's about 123.2, which is still a trade that qualifies for me. For me, I always take trades that where I'm risking 1%, I have to gain 30%, right? So you can always make adjustments to stop losses and all. Yeah. But otherwise, I'm just actually it's a bigger stop. It's a very big stop loss. This one. Yeah. So, like I have said, ladies and gentlemen, these stop losses you can always adjust. Yeah. So, if we adjust the stop loss like that, it's going to even be 124.78, which is a good thing, right? Now, if we take it to TP2, that now will be a 1 to 7.68 risk to reward ratio. All right. Let me just check if people are following. Are we following, ladies and gentlemen? Are we following? If you are following, ladies and gentlemen, just ensure that you just press on the reactions. Okay, yeah, I can see Simon is following. I can see Given is following. Um, Innocent, Mercy Ministries, Pastor Geoffrey Israel, Pastor. Okay, yeah, all those people. Yeah, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for letting me know you are following. Mr. Yazo is there. Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for letting me know. Let me just continue. Michelo is there. Let me just continue. Okay, so right. So that is how I think about these things. Now, it's interesting to see. I've just seen this one just now. If we can draw a trend line from there, you see, we can draw a trend line from there. Now we can see that there was sort of a breakout, but that's why I said, oh, I see. So we can't trust that. 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 So let's just do this. Who knows? Maybe it might just start rising from there. Now, it is possible that one, the market can just rise from here and then continue going up. It is very possible. But, ladies and gentlemen, trading is supposed to be accompanied with rules and discipline. You stay within the perimeters that you have outlined. For me, I feel it is safer to come and enter a buy from here. That is why any reactions of the market from there is not something that I'll be going for, right? It's not something that I'll be going for, except if the market does this. What I'm seeing, what I'm supposed to see. If the market does what I'm supposed to see, then I will take the trade, right? Yeah. So anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's look at, oh, sorry. Let me just save this one. Let me just save this one. Right. We're going to do just that, right? So I'm just going to download, right? Yeah. And now we're going to, don't worry if you have questions, ladies and gentlemen, after I finish analyzing, I'll be able to pick up, the questions, right? I'll be able to pick up the questions. Yeah, so don't worry. So we'll be doing AUD JPY. AUD JPY is also on my list. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, what are we able to see here, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, we're not going to start from this time frame. We're going to start from H4. I don't know. I feel hungry as if I haven't eaten. I ate this morning. I can guarantee you I ate this morning. But it feels like I've spoken the way I've been talking like this. I need to eat again. So, what I can see, ladies and gentlemen, here, nothing complicated. Um, I can see we can have this area. We can have this area, and then we can see this. right? So I believe one again we have we have this, right? We have this. And now what we're able to see, ladies and gentlemen, is that since this is H4, we see this area of resistance, holding right there. So what we're going to do is we can wait for price to reach here and then we can take a buy, right? Yes. So we're going to wait for price to reach there and then we can take a buy. We'll be looking to take a buy in the area around, 93.431. That's one Australian JPY, Australian dollar, with the JPY. And of course, our last take profit would be here, right? Now, this setup reminds me of a particular setup. Perhaps that what we did in the, what we did first, it looks similar. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Um, okay. Um, all right. So we'll be looking at taking a trade there, and then our first take profit will be in this area of resistance, and of course our other TP can be in this area of resistance. Our other TP, of course, at this area. You can always make adjustments, ladies and gentlemen. What matters here is the analysis mostly. All those are areas of interest, as and then eventually the last area of we can have that last point as our last take profit, right? So our entry point is going to be in this green line. Let me just turn it to green. It's not yet green, but I'm turning it to green. Yeah, in that area. And then our stop loss can be slightly just here in that red line. And of course, we'll be looking at taking a buy trade here, and it has a potential of reaching that side, and of course just here, right? So if you're going to be taking the some trades, you can always put into consideration risk management, and of course you can always manage your risk, be able to determine how much you're going to be risking, and then determine your stop, your load size. So for me, that is how I'm looking at this, right? I'm also looking at this way. So I feel it's going to be bullish after it touches that area. I'll be glad to take a trade in that area, right? Yeah. So I think that is very straightforward. Okay. At Blissbilliondollar. Okay. The Forex daddy, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Then I can save that. And now the last on my list is USD card, right? USD card, how is it? Let's look at it. Okay, USD card, ladies and gentlemen, let's start from H4. So as you can see, H4. Of course, I'm analyzing on H4, but once the market reaches the points of interest, ladies and gentlemen, you need to do the lower time frame analysis and be able to find a good entry. Yeah, whatever strategy that you use to confirm an entry, you need to do that, right? Yeah. So I'm just giving you an overview of what I feel, So what we see on USD card is a downtrend. Um, so we can see, how the market has been moving and all that. So now, what can we see? I can easily see this point and this point. These become areas you know, um, of reference. Then we have this area, and then we have this area. So what I'm able to see, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'll be waiting for price to reach this point, and then I can take a sell, right? And then I can take a sell. So I'll be looking at taking a sell from that point, that point, and then we can have our take profit at that particular point, right? But of course, that doesn't mean we can't look at it from lower time frames. We can go to lower time frames and be able to establish other points of interest that can stand as our take profits, right? Anyway, you can you can look that up. Yeah, right. But overall, this is how I believe the market is going to react. So our entry point can be 1.37239, and of course our stop loss can be just a few pips above. I think that is okay for a stop loss. Now, bear in mind that for the stop losses, I'm not counting, I'm not calculating anything. So you can always make adjustments. Don't take the stop losses as they are, at least the entry points, yes. But for the stop losses, ensure that you do your calculations. As we can see how I'm putting the stop losses, I'm not calculating anything, but you can do your own calculations too. Yeah. So this one is offering a risk to reward of 1 to 19 if we're going to use that stop loss, which is a very good trade. Now, this trade, means we're going to hold it for some time, which is not a problem. So for me, I believe this is how the market is going to be moving, and right. This is what I believe the market is going to be doing as I wait. So for now, all I have to do is wait, right? So all I have to do now is wait. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I'm doing on the market. These are the pairs that I'm looking at on the market. And these are the ones that I have selected. There are others that I'll be entering aggressively. Then there are others that I'll be entering with confirmation, and those that I will not be entering aggressively. So it is up to you now to determine which one aligns with your analysis, and of course, be able to tell which one you can go in aggressively and which one you can't go in aggressively. But otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm looking at, and of course, that is how it is, right? That is how it is. Yeah. Now, just to answer a few questions, for those that have been asking me, I'm not doing physical lessons at the time, but online lessons are available. What you do is, once you pay for the lessons, you get access to them, and of course, you need to be going through it, and then you can always ask questions where necessary, and then you'll be added to the main group later on after you write the exams, right? So anyway, that's that, ladies and gentlemen. The lessons start from price action all the way to institutional trading. Yeah. Otherwise, thank you so much. I'll be taking in a few questions. Yeah, I'll be taking in a few questions from people. Yeah, but for now, I can. Yeah, I'll be taking in a few questions from people. Let me do what I need to. I need to. I need now to stop this recording.